I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
That was my reaction after watching this film. Although we'll say I did overall like this film because it was definitely weird, interesting, and different. Now, this is a request, a PayPal request from Jonathan Lindsay. Thank you so much for that. For those who's interested in requesting any other type of reviews or videos, re-reviews, topics, reactions, you just send the request directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. This is for a film called Felidae, which I had never heard of. It says it came out in 1994, but when I'm watching the film, the year that popped up was 1989, so I don't know if this was made in 89. Maybe it took that long to come to the US in 94, because the version I saw, even though this is a German animated film, the version I saw is dubbed in English. You could tell, though, that it's one of those things where the voices are not bad, but the dialogue is being said so quickly that there needs to be some work on that. Because the dialogue is like, they're going through the dialogue so quick, and then they're talking to this, and then sometimes voices are overlapping with each other. It's like, okay, calm down a bit. Let's maybe do another take and not be hyperactive, ADD. Maybe the voice actors did that because they had to be in tone with the voice, the mouth movements, I should say. So maybe they had to talk that fast. But anyway, the story of the film, because again, I had never heard of this film. I didn't know what this was. A cat named Francis moves in with his owner and almost immediately finds a dead cat in his backyard, and his neck's been bitten. And this is a pretty fucking violent film. This is a really violent film. I would say this is a film, it's not for kids. This is a film like Watership Down and others that is meant for adults. Because there's cursing, people saying smartass and shit and piss. There's murder, there's blood, there's even a little bit of sex. Yes, I said it. I did not fucking stutter. I stutter a lot of times, but I didn't stutter this time. He meets this other cat named Bluebeard. He has one eye. While the lead cat, Francis, he's very intelligent. And these are not the cats that are walking on two legs, moving like a human. These are, I guess you call feral cats, but they speak. And he starts this investigation as like he was a detective, an investigation to these murders of these tomcats and these local cats and what's going on. And his investigation goes into some weird fucking weird things and some violent things and some crazy dream sequences. Like if I find the clip, one where he has this weird dream sequence where there's a shitload of cats being controlled by a puppeteer. The first dream scene, he sees this human, but there's no face to it, and it looks like he's got a doctor, like scientist garb on, but there's no face. Like very trippy, weird ass movie. And when you find out what's going on, he's even fucking weirder, way fucking weirder. But fucking hell, man. There's definitely some dialogue that I didn't expect to see or hear, I should say. I didn't expect cats to go, forget it, you don't piss in here anymore. There's the one cat said, hey, this building, I used to piss in here. And so the lead cat goes, forget it, you don't piss in here anymore. Or when the two cats are going and there's this asshole cat going, oh, hey, Bluebeard, you're cruising the day scene for a change? You know, that pretty boy there behind, you know, you don't show us some tricks he taught you? So, it was weird, but part of me was like, okay, it wasn't predictable for me to know where the fuck this movie was going. Number one, because I didn't know shit about it. I would say watch the film. Watch the film. It's not as depressing as The Plague Dogs. Not nearly as depressing as that. It doesn't have as depressive an ending as that. No, this doesn't have a downer ending. Not at all. The animation is pretty decent for the time. Again, the story that is going, it's not what I expected. The gore, didn't expect that. The fact that it's a cat, like detective type of story, didn't expect that. Again, it is meant for adults, not meant for kids at all. And I'm going to start with spoilers. Now, I will say there are two ways to watch the film. There's one that's all in one go. It's like an hour and 13 minutes, but sadly, whoever uploaded cut off the last couple minutes. But thankfully, there's another person who uploaded it in parts, like part 1, part 2. I think it got up to like part 8. So I saw the rest of the ending on that. So you can either watch in one go, then click on the other part to watch the last bits of the ending, or however the fuck you want. But like I said, I did see it on YouTube for free. It was just weird. This weird ass film. Like there's this religious set of cats that willingly walk themselves into being electrocuted for this figure that they worship. He meets this female blind cat, and because she's blind, she's got the dead eyes, the wide dead eyes. Meets this older cat named Pascal, who uses a computer, has a database on all the local cats. I would say it's all about him trying to find out who is murdering these cats. And apparently these cats died while they were excited. So they were horny. They were fucking. Not something you see or hear every fucking day, I'll tell you that much. But also realize it's something to do with these experiments long ago on cats, where this is pretty vicious stuff, where you see a videotape of these scientists, because apparently this place used to be an animal testing lab, and so they open up a skull and they use acid. I'm like, what the fuck movie am I getting myself into? Jesus fucking Christ. And I like cats, and I think because it's animated, like if this was live action, I don't know if I could deal with it, but because it's animated, made it a little bit easier to swallow in that aspect. And apparently these scientists, they're doing this because they want to make this tissue adhesive to close wounds. And like the one cat to survive these tests, apparently he escaped, and he's the figure that those religious sect, that cult of cats, fucking worship. I feel weird just explaining this shit. Now, flaws with the film before I get further, like I said, the dialogue, the way it's delivered, it's way too quick. And I wonder if some stuff is lost in translation because of that. Again, there are times where the dialogue overlaps people who are talking, so like one person's talking, the other one's like interrupting them. I wonder if there's some stuff that's cut out of this movie, because there's one point where it's a horrible edit. Just a cat is talking, then it cuts to black randomly, and then we're in another scene. And I went, this is a hard edit. This is like a... Was something cut out? Was there like a scene cut out of this? Or I don't know, I couldn't find much info on that part of this. Also, another funny thing is that I was looking up like who did the voices. People maintain that the lead voice is Cary Elwes for The Princess Bride. But then I looked up some info. There's a Reddit interview where someone asked him that. He wrote, "No, I don't remember that film." And the more you listen to the voice, you go, okay, it's not Cary Elwes. Also, they said like, oh, the guy, the cat with one-eyed Bluebeard, it's Michael Madsen. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, if you hear more of the voice, it's not Michael Madsen. So no, it's... None of the voice are actors you would know. Now, if you hear them for 10 seconds, they sound like them. But if you listen to the full film, it's like, nah, that's not really it. They sound similar, but it's not really Cary Elwes. It's not really Michael Madsen. I don't know their names, but it's not them. As far as I know. But yeah, some of the issues is some of the edits. Some of the story is a bit... I won't say confusing, but it's... If you're not paying attention, you may be confused. But it goes in some crazy directions. Like, there's this cat that has this tomb of skeletons of cats. And he says he's like the keeper, the guardian of the dead. I forgot exactly what he said. There's more weird dreams that our lead cat has. Why he's having these dreams. Whatever. He sees a female cat who pretty much says, hey, let's get it on. And he does. Which I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. You said before that these cats die when they were horny. You don't think there's any... there may be something weird about this. And they fuck. Yeah, that's something I needed to see. I need to see cats fuck. But there's a reason why that happened. Extra spoilers, you find out that the cat that survived those experiments is the cat who was worked at the computer, Pascal. And that he's dying of stomach cancer. He wants a successor. He thinks maybe Francis could be that successor. He is dealing with genetics, and he wants cats to be bred back to their pure, strong origins, like these yellow golden cats that are fancy, and I guess Francis was allowed to have sex with, because apparently the other cats tried to have sex, and this bad guy thought they're not worthy, because we want to stick with the purity of our species. I want my females. So he's a fucking glorified pimp, really. That's what he's, a glorified pimp. These females I only want with suitable mates, suitable males, because I want to stick with the purity of our species. I did not see that coming. Well, that was the wrong way to phrase that. But you know what I mean. I didn't see the direction that story was going in. And number two, I also didn't see that the reason he wants to do this is he wants cats to rise up and kill humanity, because I guess understandably so, he was tortured by these humans and experimented on, so he wants revenge on that. I don't know how that will lead to world domination, but I mean, the guy's fucking crazy, so I just chalked it up to the guy's fucking crazy. Crazy people do think crazy things, so can I get mad at him thinking a crazy thing if I think he's a crazy shit? As I said, there's some violent stuff. They have a fight. He gets the bad guy pretty damn good, Francis. Because he claws under the belly and you just see the whole fucking thing just slid open. I'm like, ooh, fatality. Francis, not the talking mule, the talking cat. You fucked him up. The other issue I have with the film, I thought the ending, the very ending needed more work. Because in the spoilers, you see, Bluebeard, the other cat is hurt. There's a fire in the place. After he's killed the bad guy, he pulls Bluebeard out. They're both bloodied in the snow. Then it cuts to, he's fine. He sees that female cat again. I guess he's going to get his fucking groove on again. I thought a lot more could have been done with that ending. Like a bit more. Like honestly, I kind of... Oh, some of the other violent shit in this. Each death of a cat is more and more violent. One's bit in the neck. Then one you see a bit more of that. Then that feline cat, which I thought, oh, okay, seems like could be a nice character. She's found decapitated. And then another cat is found dead. And she was a pregnant cat, so fucking dead kittens from the stomach. I'm like, fuck you, movie. But as I said, if since this is the animated, I could deal with that. If it was live action, I don't think I could. But I mean, it is fake. Okay, it's not like they got a real cat. I mean, it's animated, but and I could deal with it because it's a harsh story. And it makes you hate the villain more. So when he gets the fucking villain, it's like, fuck this guy. Crazy shit. But just the ending just seemed a bit abrupt. Or just seemed to end a bit too quick. With the final denouement, the final bit. Like maybe a bit more. Like Bluebeard, is he alive? I mean, I guess you hear that maybe him and the other cats left. But would have been nice to see him, to see the cat, and maybe they have a goodbye, and then they walk away, and then I don't know. It just seemed okay. It's over. The bad guy's dead. Let's get to the ending. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. I'm like, that could have been a little bit longer, a little bit more fuller, a little bit more of some type of heartfelt ending or some type of something. And that's why I kind of wish that the blind cat lived, that she didn't die. Because I thought that maybe that friendship, maybe relationship that, in retrospect with the story, I wish that cat was in it more and that was utilized more, that character. I think a lot more could have been done with that character. And maybe the two of them at the end, that would have been more sweeter. That would have been more emotionally fulfilling. Because here it's just, oh, he's going to go bang this whore chick cat that was working with the fucking bad guy. But they didn't know what was going on. Well, did they not know what was going on? You would think they would have. No, they didn't, because you find out that the bad guy, I just warned the cats, hey, don't fuck with these ladies, don't fuck with them. And then they did, or they tried, and then went off and of course it makes me go, then why the fuck did why the fuck did he kill the pregnant cat with babies? Because it's not like if he want his female pimp, if he's a pimp, want his females with purity, like, what did she do? Did they know too much? I don't fucking know. That's when with the story, like the story, there's a little bit of stuff that I'm still confused about. Like, why did he kill the female, the pregnant cat? Did she know too much info? Maybe they said it and I missed it because the dialogue's being spewed so fucking fast. So yeah, some of the editing, we gotta fucking rip through that dialogue, that type of thing. There's a few flaws I have with it, but I will say overall I liked it because it was a different, interesting experience. It was fairly violent. It was shocking. The story, the stuff I gathered was kind of interesting and unique, and definitely not something I've seen before, which a lot of times I do look for that because I'm curious about interesting directions in story or seeing something I haven't seen before. This is one of them. The animation, especially in the nightmare sequences, that's when the animation really comes to life. The rest of it is fine, but those sequences in particular, and the English dubbing, it's fine for what it is. So overall, it's worth a look if you like animation and you're not stingy, cringy on gore. It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. It's at the very least an interesting, if weird, but it's a unique film. And now I've seen it. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.